Hey, this is Coach Perry Kay here, and I'm going to do the recap of the third week of my Ultimate Reset. I finished the program yesterday, and so I just wanted to give you a recap like I've been doing of each week and what I'm thinking about it. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I do the same categories each week so that you can have some consistency. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is supplements. Now, for the third week, you stop taking the detox and you begin taking the revitalize. So basically what the detox was supposed to do is clean out your system, and the revitalize is supposed to replace all of the bad bacteria that got flushed out of your system with the good, helpful bacteria in the form of prebiotics and probiotics. So that was the revitalize, and that's what that's supposed to do. I think that it was working because in the FAQ in the back of the book, it talks about, I think the question is something like, I'm constipated in week 3. Why is that and what can I do? So if you've followed this journey for me at all, you'll realize that I've spent most all of week 2 constipated. Not through the fault of the program, though. It was just that time of the month for me where my period was getting ready to begin, and that resulted in some constipation for me like it always does. I think the detox actually helped with that, though, because I was still eliminating at least once a day. So in this week, I was definitely constipated and had to keep my water intake high. And that's what they recommend you do, is that you increase your water intake to combat any constipation that you might get. So that's what I did. I kept my water content high, and the constipation kind of worked itself out throughout the week. So I think Revitalize is kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing, because you could just tell that things are different in my digestion this week. I miss detox a little bit just because it helped curb my hunger prior to meals, because it's just a big dose of fiber. So, you know, whenever you eat some fiber, it curbs your hunger. So I miss detox a little bit for that. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on the supplements for this week. The same supplements that have been going this whole time are the Optimize and the Soothe, and I like those fine. Like I feel like based on my results, they're probably doing whatever they're supposed to be doing, because I'm not really having any trouble with the program as far as like feeling good. Next is going to talk about food. Food in week 3 was pretty good, actually. It was a lot more fruit and vegetable heavy. They really cut back on the grains in week 3. And you're eating a lot of raw food. Not all raw food, but pretty much the first half of your day, breakfast and lunch, it's raw. And then at dinner, you'll get cooked foods, but it's still mostly vegetables. The recipes were, because it's mostly raw and it's mostly salad and it's mostly fruit, it was a repetitive kind of week. Like, you're mostly eating the microgreen salad for lunch and the fruit plate for breakfast. But I thought that was fine because those do taste good, and I really like that ginger miso sesame dressing. I really like that one a lot. So really that didn't bother me. There were a few really good dinner recipes, like the roasted veggies, and the avocado cucumber gazpacho was really good. So there were some good recipes. I didn't feel like I had to trudge through the recipes quite so much as I did in week 2, but I didn't love the recipes this week as much as I did in week 1. But it certainly is not, it wasn't a situation where I was looking at any of these foods going, oh my god, this is terrible. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did forget about one meal that I couldn't eat. The roasted fennel bulb. If you like licorice okay, you might really like that, and with maybe the right seasoning blend, you might find that to be really tasty. I like the texture of it a lot. It was really creamy and buttery, but the flavor I could not handle. I really tried. I really did. But licorice kind of makes me gag in any capacity. Like, I've never, ever been able to eat licorice. So for some reason, fennel bulb tastes like licorice, and I couldn't eat it. Okay, so my memory card got full, and I lost a little bit track of where I was, but I'm still talking about the food, so that's where I'm going to start off. All right, so I only had to eat snacks on 2 of the days, and I had the same snack both of those days. I had carrot and avocado. because I love avocado and I'll eat it any chance I get. So I was really, really hungry on those days. I went ahead and just had myself a little snack. I still had my Shakeology every day. Like I said, I'm not giving it up. It does too many good things for me. So calculated risk on my part, and that was what I chose to do. The calories averaged out to be between 12 and 1400 per day, with one weird random 1700 calorie day. I didn't happen to eat a snack on that day, but it ended up being a lot of calories. I don't know why exactly, but anyhow, 12 to 1400 on average though. And I had mentioned in one of my videos this week that I was going to drink distilled water all week and see if it had any impact at all on my results or how I felt. I'm not sure if it does or not, but really it doesn't break the bank. It's only 97 cents a gallon where we are right now, so I felt like, I could spend that the next time I do this program. That's not a big deal. I did lose a little bit more weight this week than last week, but I really don't think that the distilled water had anything to do with that. Meal prep is the next topic. So this week had a lot more roasted dinners. So like you'll roast vegetables and stuff in the oven, and that takes a while. I ate a lot of my dinners later than normal this last week because a lot of them just took longer to cook. Most of the week is raw though, so you have mostly raw veggies and raw fruit for breakfast and lunch. So that actually, it doesn't really take that long to prep it. All you have to do is just chop it up. And if you've done the work of like roasting all of your pumpkin seeds or toasting all of your pumpkin seeds and making all of your dressings ahead of time, then really the food prep for breakfast and lunch is like minimal. Just chopping veggies, that's all you're doing. And you can do that ahead of time, 2 or 3 days worth ahead of time, and it'd be fine. So whatever your schedule is, you can make this work for you. As far as cravings were concerned, once again, I didn't have any cravings. I was excited for the program to end. I will say that, like, I got excited because I was thinking about how I could have all of my favorite recipes in the week following the reset. So I really literally went through and picked out all of my favorite recipes from the whole 3 weeks and planned those for the week post the reset. It gives you very specific instructions about how to come off and like transition back into normal eating. So I'm going to follow that to the best of my ability because I want to see what's possible, basically. But as far as physical cravings go, I really didn't have any. There were a couple days where I was really hungry, but other than that, no cravings. As far as emotions and how I was feeling, this reset came at an unfortunate time in my cycle. I was PMSing hardcore during the 2nd week, and then I was actually on my period for the beginning of the 3rd week. So there were some struggles that I would associate with that. All of my emotions came to a head one day this week, and it was just a really rough day. And you can see that in my recap video. I decided not to eat dinner that day. I was so just emotionally worn down. I wasn't even hungry for dinner. I went to bed fairly early. I got in a big fight with my spouse that day. It was a big old mess. And then the next day my period started. So that's how that went. But I made a decision that no matter how bad I felt emotionally, I was going to stay the course with this program because I could tell that it was doing good things for my body. I could tell that I was losing weight. I could tell I was sleeping better. I noticed during the 3rd week that I could actually smell better. Like, smells were stronger. Things were tasting stronger. So I know that it's doing good things, and there's no way I was going to sabotage that just because, you know, I get one of these periods every month, y'all. Like, that's not a reason not to do this program and do it to the best of your ability. So God bless my husband for being wonderful to me even in the midst of all of that turmoil. But also I felt a significant drop in energy this week, which I attribute to my body being on its cycle. Like, being on my period, I always lose energy. So I don't think that's necessarily the fault of the program because the calories weren't like significantly less. And on the days when I felt like I really needed it, I did eat a snack. So There was a drop in energy this week, but as my period went away, my good feelings, like my normal emotions came back, my energy came back, and by the end of the week, like you could really tell in my daily videos, I think, but by the end of the week, I felt really good. I was really happy, like really excited to be done with this program. It just felt really great. I didn't ever think that I would be able to complete a program like this. I've said several times I have very deep-seated food issues. It's very difficult for me to have a healthy relationship with food, and I feel like throughout the course of this program it's helped heal some things in a way that I haven't been able to heal before. It sounds kind of hippie-ish, but whatever, I feel better. So it's a good thing. I think it's been a great program. My results. So this week my results were a little better than the second week. I'm surprised that I even lost weight at all. Typically I gain around 5 to 7 pounds around the time of my period. But once again I lost this week. I lost 4.2 pounds this week and 2 inches. Week 2 I lost 3.6 pounds. So I lost a little bit more weight than I did in the second week while I was gearing up for my period. Once I started my period, I think things started to flush out of my system and let go a little bit. But that brought my total weight loss to 17.8 pounds and 10.25 inches in 3 weeks. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot of weight to lose in 3 weeks, so that makes me really excited. I'm really proud of my results. I'm really happy with how this program went. So if you have any questions, like if there's stuff that I didn't cover in any of these recap videos that you would like to see in like the big recap of the whole program, my review basically, please comment that below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already, because I'm going to keep you updated on my journey from here on out. I will definitely be posting more videos as my transition into normal eating goes, because like I said, I'm gonna follow the plan's guidelines, so I will be sure to report back on if that if that does good things for me or not. But I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.